Welcome back, WindMar trainees. My name's Aaron. Today we're going to be speaking about how to request a roof quote and how you're going to receive that quote. So for starters, you're going to of course go to windmarsolaracademy.com, and then you should find our page. And over at the top right-hand corner, there's going to be a tab that says Roofing. So you're going to go ahead and press on the Roofing tab and scroll down, and it's going to provide you with the steps to kind of walk you through what's going to happen when you request a roof quote. So first, it's going to tell you that you need to request the roof quote, which is going to be down here where it says WindMar Roofing Quote Request. Preceding the request of your roof, our roofing director, Mario, is going to work on getting the imagery that's needed to estimate the total number of squares on the roof that you're requesting the quote from. Generally, it only takes a few hours, but make sure that you request this at least 24 hours before your appointment so you can ensure that you have a quote when you go to the homeowner's property. So, preceding that, you're going to receive those two quotes in your email. You're going to receive a quote for our Landmark shingle, and you're going to receive a quote for our Landmark Pro shingle. So you're going to end up with two quotes. They're going to be two different prices because, as you know, the Landmark Pro is a more premium product. So I'm going to walk you through from the very beginning of how you request this. So now we're going to go to the quote request. I'm going to put my name as the consultant. And you also need to provide your phone number. So you're going to put your phone number where it says consultant phone, and then you're going to put in all of your client's information. So I'm going to put myself in as just a test client, and I'm going to put my personal email as the client's email. Alrighty, and I'll put in just a phone number that we can use to test. And then you're, of course, going to put in your customer's address. Okay. Here we go. We also have a section where you can, insert any type of notes. So if you were, looking to request, maybe a tile roof, then, you could put in the notes, hey, I need a quote for a tile roof. If it was a metal roof, you do the same thing. Anything that's specific to the quote, put it in the notes, please. Additionally, it's important that you put your client's email in this form because if we don't have their email, it's going to be hard to send them the DocuSign later on in the process. So try your best to get your client's email at the point of requesting the quote. So now I'm going to submit the quote. And like I mentioned, it's going to take Mario a few hours to get the quote back from Eagle View. So you're going to receive a text message when we've received your quote, and then you'll also receive a text message and email once that quote has been completed. Now that the quote has been completed on Mario's end, that quote is going to come through your email. So I have here, you can see in my email, I have those two quotes that came through. I have a Landmark Pro quote and a Landmark AR quote. So like I mentioned, the Landmark AR is going to be like the more basic Landmark shingle, and then the Landmark Pro is the more advanced shingle. So let's say that we're in the home with the client and they're going back and forth between the quotes. If you want to view it, you're going to press Review Documents, and that's going to take you to the DocuSign that has that quote. So this is what the Landmark AR quote came to be. It was, $10,450. And then we can go look at our Landmark Pro quote and see what the difference is, right? And here's our Landmark Pro quote. So our Landmark Pro quote is $12,350. Of course, you can see here at the bottom that it has your monthly payments estimated as well. So for you as the sales rep, this is handy because before your appointment, you can get a good idea of the approximate that this will cost the client monthly. These monthly payments are accurate to what you're going to see on the Sonova side, within about a 50-cent margin. This also has a pamphlet that kind of talks about WindMar roofing and some of the different advantages of the product they chose. So since we're on the Landmark Pro quote, this is going to talk about a lot of the advantages to using the Landmark Pro. It also shows you all of the different color options that are available. So don't brush past it because it is helpful information for you as a rep. So after you've reviewed these quotes with your client and they've chosen one of them, we'll just say that they chose the Landmark Pro quote. The way that you're going to move to the next step, which is that you need to approve this quote and have your client approve this quote, and then you need to get the WindMar roofing contract. So all those are going to happen sequence of each other, after you do these next steps. So first you need to press start on this DocuSign and then just sign your name here and press finish. That took care of your part as the sales rep on the roofing quote. Now the next step is your client needs to approve and accept this quote. So they need to go to their email and it'll send a DocuSign for them to sign off on the quote. So right here, this is as if I'm the client. I just received that Landmark Pro quote in my email. I'll press Review Documents. I'll press Continue. Your client's obviously going to likely read through the quote. They're going to look at the scope of work, and they're going to agree to this quote and everything that the scope of work entails. So I'll press Finish here as if I'm the client. And now the quote has been signed off on. So the next step is the WindMar roofing contract. After you sign the quote, it's going to send to you as the sales rep automatically a pre-filled WindMar contract. It's generally going to take around 8 to 12 minutes for the system to generate the WindMar roofing contract and send it to you. So now I've received the WindMar roofing contract in my email as the sales rep. So I'm just going to click Review Document. And after it loads, we'll press Continue. All of your client's info will appear blank on your end because those fields are only active for your client, okay? So your client will see those fields pre-filled on their end, but that's why you guys don't see it on yours. The only info you're responsible for putting in is the job description, the contract costs, and then the finance option, just depending on what they chose. So first you're gonna type or select what type of roof is to be installed. So in this case, we did the Landmark Pro quote. So we're gonna put Landmark Pro, and then we'll notate what type of existing roof they had. So hypothetically, they had a shingle roof. The number of squares is already pre-filled for you. You need to type in the color that your client selected. So you would have received that PDF that was attached to the quote, and that showed you which colors that you could pick from. So we'll go back to the quote, and I'll show you an example of how we do that. So I'm just going to go down to the quote to where it talks about the color palette here. So right here you've got all the options for the colors. We'll just say that we're going to do the silver birch. Okay. Then you're going to select what type of drip edge color is preferred by your client. So we'll have to select here if they had an existing solar system on their roof currently as a yes or no. So this client, they did not have an existing system, so we'll put no. Now it comes time for you to put in the total contract amount. To be clear, there's two different amounts that could be put here. So you have a cash price, and then you also have a finance price plus dealer fees. So if this was a cash project and your client was purchasing this from us cash, then you're safe to just put in the number from the quote where it says total contract amount. If you're financing this through Sonova, then you're going to need to create an accessory loan. So in this instance, if I was creating an accessory loan for this project, I would go on my PC2 system and I would press accessory loan, continue. Now you're going to determine which term your client would like for this roof quote or for this roof project that they're going to be installing. So for this instance, we'll use a 20-year, and that will give you a 5.99 APR option. You're always going to use EPC to dealer because this is what's going to calculate the dealer fees, for this project correctly. So you're going to press EPC to dealer. You're going to go down here, and where it says accessories, I'm going to go here and put asphalt roof, and then add. For the square footage, just to make it easier, you can put 1, and then you can just take the total customer price from your quote and just copy and paste that here in the Sonova platform. Now you'll run the pricing, and that's going to provide you with the monthly payments, and it's also going to provide you with the total principal cost for this project. So notice that the total EPC is $15,435.57, which is very different than our $12,350 number. So you're going to take this larger $15,000 number because that's what has dealer fees included, and that is the amount that you would put here where it says total contract amount. For this instance, my client's not doing a down payment because they're doing this through Sonova. And then here in the finance option, we're going to use the Sonova 20-year 5.99. Now that I've filled all of this information out, I, as the sales consultant, have done my part, so I'm going to press finish. And now the remaining is going to be for the client to fill out, and they'll receive in their email the final portion for them to complete. So I'm going to show you an example of what you could expect your clients to receive. All right, so here, as if I'm the client, I have now received in my email the DocuSign, which is the roofing contract that the client needs to finish signing. So they're going to press Review Document. They're going to press Continue, and you see here that all of the information for your client has been pre-filled, aside from just a few fields. So your client's going to need to put in their phone number. They're going to need to put in their zip code. And then they're going to need to tell us what their preferred communication method is. So in this instance, it would be text. Your client is going to scroll down, verify all the info on the contract, and then they're going to sign for the project. So they go here, they sign, 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 all the way down to the bottom. And once they sign the final, they'll press Finish, and then once they have finished, Mario and accounting and everyone's going to receive this completed contract on the back end, and that is how you quote and sell a roof project here at WindMar. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next module.